walking and rushing, man, like inside the dark, call me Bill Snatcher. Just a brother for the rapture. I hang live, holding on strong, hard to capture. Extravagant, resurrect the track and it's militant. And I react like a gauntlet and start killing. It's manifesting. The God's work like appliances, dealing in my psyche.
Yo, what's going on everybody? It's your boy Naruto Explain here, bringing you guys another discussion for Boruto Naruto Next Generations, the manga. And for this one, I'm gonna say to anime fans that this video is gonna have light to moderate spoilers on a scale from 1 to 10 in terms of how deep into spoilers this is gonna go. I'm gonna give this one a 5.5. But with that being said, I'll trade you guys this cute picture of Himawari in exchange for hitting the like button. Seems like a fair deal to me. Now, getting right into today's video, this is gonna be a Boruto fan theory that was submitted to me over on the Patreon by one of my patrons, in particular via the Patreon Discord server. This theory is about Amado's true motives and him basically becoming a collector of Otsutsuki powers. Now, I'm gonna say right now, I don't think that this is crazy. I'm not gonna go as far as to say that Amado is a Pokemon trainer, but I am gonna be throwing my own connective tissue on top of what was sent to me in the DM. You guys know by now that when it comes to Amado, I've been ringing the alarm for over 2 years that Amado is sus and that we can't trust him as a character. And some of this stuff lines up with stuff I said in the past. So the basis for this theory is that Amado has been collecting Otsutsuki powers via the Karma Seals, which kind of makes sense if we go back to when Kara was first introduced via Shoujoji in the manga during the Mujina Bandits arc. We saw the Kara inner members on a panel, and there were several patterns that were on display that a lot of people believe to be Karma Seals. If this does end up being the case, that these were Karma patterns, then we now know how Amado got his hands on so much data in regards to the Karma Seal itself. Myself and others have been saying for a while that it's very strange that Amado happens to know as much about the Otsutsuki to the point where Isshiki, who is literally inside of Jigen and controlling Jigen's body, it's odd that Isshiki would disclose all that information to Amado, including how to kill an Otsutsuki, in this case, how to kill Jigen, which by extension would have killed Isshiki, who was inside of Jigen's body, and forced Isshiki to revive into a body he did not want to use. Well, there's evidence that supports why this happened, as well as to why Amado has been collecting karma. In the last few chapters, we saw Amado's research into karma allows him to bestow onto people the Karma Seal and use their emotions as triggers to activate that karma, which makes sense since the karma has links to chakra. One half of chakra is your spiritual energy, which is partially composed of your mental mind state. The theory then goes on to say that Amado is the one behind the origins of Ada and Daemon, that he had killed Otsutsuki before, and that Ada and Daemon were his first test subjects to see if karma could be placed back onto a vessel. Honestly, it's not crazy because the way that Ada and Daemon were described as being powerful cyborg humans like 17 and 18 from Dragon Ball, Amado would have been able to put the karma on them when he was putting ninja tech inside of their bodies. Now, you might ask, why would he do this and why would Isshiki allow Amado to pull something like this off? Well, to understand this, we have to go back to the Boruto manga chapter where Sasuke saw the stone tablets of the Otsutsuki clan, and we saw that there were 2 who were destroyed that we had never seen before. Currently, we do not know why Isshiki waited so long to allow Jigen to form Kara and to move out into the open after hiding for so long. However, what we do know is that in the manga, Otsutsuki do move in pairs. Momoshiki moved with Kinshiki, Isshiki moved with Kaguya. Momoshiki and Isshiki were superior Otsutsuki in both of those cases. We know based off the anime that it's against clan law in order to kill an Otsutsuki, but in the manga, we know that this has been disregarded because Kaguya tried to kill Isshiki in order to take the chakra fruit. Using this, we can piece together what actually happened here. So like I discussed in my video for the missing Otsutsuki that I uploaded sometime in January, I believe, I do believe that Ada and Daemon's visual powers are linked to these missing Otsutsuki and that Amado likely found a way to replicate their powers. However, based off of the way that this fan theory is going, we can take things a step further and say that Isshiki likely used Jigen's body to destroy the Otsutsuki who came to Earth, and it's really not that crazy when you think about it. So the Earth's chakra fruit is highly coveted because of how ripe it is. Momoshiki and Kinshiki were able to detect the change in the curvature of the sector that Kaguya was assigned to, and they each openly wonder why she didn't report it to the clan. After all, it was clan law. It is possible that Momoshiki and Kinshiki weren't the first ones to notice the change in the sector that contains the earth. Isshiki would have had every reason to want these other two Otsutsuki destroyed when you really think about it, and it's more than just wanting to keep the chakra fruit from himself. This makes a lot of sense, especially if Jigen's body had not been able to fully extract Isshiki's karma seal yet. We have to remember, Boruto and Kawaki are exceptions to the rule. Like I've said numerous times to you guys in the comment section, exceptions don't make the standard. The extraction of their karma has been a lot faster than normal, and we don't know how long it takes for a normal vessel to extract their DNA. Even if we assume that Isshiki was trying and failing to place a karma on a suitable host, the motivation is still there all the same. Why would Isshiki allow two other Otsutsuki to come to Earth and potentially feed Jigen, which means that Isshiki's literally inside of Jigen, to the Ten Tails when Isshiki had not yet placed a karma seal onto a second vessel that could survive the implantation of karma? It's possible that this was a literal life or death situation where Isshiki forced Jigen to fight these two Otsutsuki and kill them because he didn't have a second vessel prepared. If Jigen got ate by the Ten Tails, that would be it for Isshiki. Now this brings us back to Ada and Daemon. The Otsutsuki, before feeding one another to the kyuubi, placed karma seals on organisms so as to revive after being fed to the Ten Tails. Now it's not crazy to think that Ada and her younger brother Daemon were given a karma by one or both of the Otsutsuki who died at the hands of Jigen. It would depend on when they got that karma and when Isshiki would have forced Jigen to fight the other two Otsutsuki, when this takes place in the timeline. The death of these two Otsutsuki would give us answers to two things. Number one, why Ada and Daemon has such powerful abilities, and number two, where Isshiki got his second Ten-Tail seedling from. Starting with number one, if Isshiki forced Jigen to kill the other two Otsutsuki, then their karma that they placed on Ada and Daemon would likely disappear like it did with Kawaki. Also, this would explain why they have such overpowered abilities like the rinnegan for Ada and Daemon's reflection jutsu. Number two, this explains why the other Ten-Tail seedling is in the dimension. Isshiki and Kaguya traveled to Earth together, which means that they had the Ten-Tails that we saw in the war. Amado said that this Ten-Tails that Kara has is a different type of Ten-Tails, and this would be why, because it came from another set of Otsutsuki, potentially from another branch. This also brings us to Ada and Daemon choosing not to tell Code the truth about their powers. Ada and Daemon, they could have karma seals, which would be something that Ada would want to keep to herself because Code wants a chakra fruit. He's already attempted to attack Daemon in the past. If he knew that Ada and Daemon were part of Otsutsuki, he could attempt to feed one of them to the Ten Tails. Ada and Daemon both have combat ability that goes beyond Jigen, but Code is currently weaker than Jigen, which means that by extension, he is physically weaker than Ada and Daemon. However, Ada has revealed to us that she's only good at taijutsu and nothing else in terms of battle. Daemon can't be touched, which means that Ada is the likely target, which will explain why she's been so secretive. It's merely a matter of survival for the character Ada, because despite being stronger than Code, there's a chance that she could lose in a battle due to her limitations in terms of combat, even though she has that ability to control hearts. It could be something as simple as her not wanting to test her ability to control hearts to see if it's stronger than Code's devotion towards the Otsutsuki. Ada has the ability to control love, but when you start getting into love and you start getting into religion, there are some things stronger than love. I could kind of see where Kishimoto's going if he chooses to go this route. Now in the manga, Ada was reluctant to awaken Daemon, which is another red flag here. It could be for her own or the protection of her brother from being fed to the kyuubi, or there could be another reason. Going back to Amado, he would have known how to kill an Otsutsuki just based off of the battle that played out when Isshiki forced Jigen to fight the other two Otsutsuki, especially if those other two Otsutsuki were weaker, which isn't crazy given how freakishly strong Isshiki is. It's not crazy to say that there are Otsutsuki who are weaker than him. This brings us to why Kawaki has a karma in the future, because Amado has found a way to restore the karma onto the body and keep whatever genetic changes that Kawaki has to his body permanent, which by extension would apply to Ada and Daemon as well. The only thing missing now from the equation is why. Is Amado doing this to prepare the ultimate Otsutsuki warriors to fight off the pending invasion? It's possible. It could be that Amado has some other motive for himself, which is what I personally tend to believe. It would explain why he waited so long to execute his plan to kill Jigen, right when Kawaki's karma was about to be extracted, to the point where Isshiki was using Jigen's body to ask for regular updates, and Isshiki used Jigen's body to personally shove a size 13 shoe sideways up Naruto and Sasuke's asses. However, I want to know from you guys, what are you guys' thoughts on this? Let me know down in the comment section below. As always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching until then. Have an awesome day, guys.